What family tradition should forever be forgotten? Every Christmas Eve, my dad would gather the whole family around our fake tree for what he called the annual honesty circle. We'd sit cross-legged on the carpet while Dad pulled out this old leather journal and a timer. The rules were simple. Each person got exactly 3 minutes to confess something they'd done wrong that year. No interrupting, no judging, just pure honesty. Dad said it would bring our family closer together and start the new year with clean slates. When I was little, I'd confess stuff like stealing cookies or lying about brushing my teeth. My sister would admit to breaking Mom's vase or cheating on a spelling test. Mom would talk about being impatient or forgetting important dates. But Dad, he always had these weird confessions that made everyone uncomfortable, like the time he admitted to reading Mom's diary, or when he confessed to lying to his boss about being sick so he could play golf. As we got older, the confessions got more serious. My sister admitted to shoplifting. I confessed to smoking behind the school. Mom talked about her drinking problem she thought nobody noticed. The timer would tick loudly while we spilled our guts, and Dad would write everything down in that stupid journal. He said it was for family history so future generations could learn from our mistakes. When I turned 18, I decided to rebel. Instead of confessing something I'd done wrong, I told the truth about how much I hated this tradition, how it felt like emotional blackmail and made Christmas Eve miserable for everyone. Dad got furious, said I was ruining the sanctity of our family ritual, but my sister backed me up, and even Mom admitted she'd always dreaded the honesty circle. That's when Dad made his final confession. He pulled out a different journal, this one filled with pages and pages of notes about our family, every confession we'd ever made, organized by year and person. He'd been keeping detailed records of our mistakes for over 15 years, not for family history, but for control. Whenever he wanted us to do something, he'd threaten to share our confessions with friends, teachers, or future employers. The time my sister stole that bracelet when she was 12, he'd used it to make her break up with a boyfriend he didn't like. My confession about cheating on the SATs, he'd held it over my head to force me to major in business instead of art. Mom's drinking problem that we'd all pretended not to see, he'd documented every detail, every relapse, every broken promise, not to help her get better, but to have ammunition if she ever tried to leave him. We sat there in stunned silence while Dad defended himself, said he was protecting our family's reputation and teaching us accountability, but really, he'd turned our vulnerability into weapons he could use against us. That night, my sister and I snuck into Dad's office and found 17 journals filled with our family's secrets. Every Christmas confession, plus notes about things he'd observed or overheard throughout the year. He had details about Mom's affair from when I was 10, my sister's eating disorder that we'd never talked about, even my struggles with depression that I thought I'd hidden from everyone. We burned those journals in the backyard that Christmas morning while Dad was at church. 17 years of manipulation and emotional blackmail turned to ash in our fire pit. Dad tried to restart the tradition the next year, but nobody participated. We'd finally realized that healthy families don't weaponize honesty or use vulnerability as a form of control. Now our Christmas Eves are actually peaceful. We watch movies, play board games, and share real conversations without timers or journals. Nobody's keeping score of our mistakes anymore. Sometimes I wonder how many other families have traditions that seem innocent but are actually toxic. How many kids grow up thinking it's normal to have their confessions held against them? That leather journal sitting empty in Dad's office serves as a reminder that some family traditions deserve to die, especially the ones that turn love into leverage and honesty into ammunition.